Alrighty, I think I'm back live now. So, hello everyone. Now it is a very late time of the evening. So, what a better way to spend time past midnight if you are still watching streams live on Twitch than a very chill time of playing Minecraft and trying to rebuild the world block by block. So I'm gonna be playing more of the Material Energy Entity mod pack, and if there are any kind of things that people want to talk about or whatnot in the chat, I am all for open. I am all open for kind of very chill, level-headed discussions. You know, things that uh, things that people can just really kind of settle down with and wind down with at the end of a very long day and at the start of a another long day. So let us just hop right in. I just got to make sure the mod pack is still running because there was actually an update when I just started it up. Uh, but so you might be wondering why the change in tone for the actual stream, and well, that's simple, really. It's simply because I forgot actually I had some guests staying over. Um, Me and my folks have a few extra people staying with us tonight, and I thought it might be very rude for me to be loud and rambunctious and whatnot while they're trying to sleep. So I thought it would be best to have very low stress, um, or rather, it's a kind of high stress game the way I'm playing it, but uh, low energy, low energy stream where I'm just chill, and try to keep my voice in a nice, calm, level headed demeanor. And I'm gonna do that as best as I can. And I do actually also have some background music that I found. It's supposed to be, according to the owner of this publication here, um, it is a noir jazz playlist with no copyright music. So I'm going to be listening to this. If there are any issues, then someone please speak up and tell me. If someone notices that there is copyrighted music I'm not supposed to play on Twitch, let me know. Um, and I will just stop it and try to find a different playlist. But otherwise, let's hope this is a. Oh, Minecraft started up. Okay, that's good. Gonna double check and make sure everything's okay in the world. But let me just start up the music real quick and get this game working. Hang on a sec. Gotta swap over the capture real quick. Sorry. And it should hopefully pick it up. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'll just start up the music and we can just kind of chill. Hopefully that is coming through at an appropriate volume. I'm going to try to monitor the levels. And we are just going to chill. Just kind of jam out and play some Minecraft. So let's hop right in. So, since I last played this, or rather, since I last played it on stream, I did do a bit of. I do want to just modify this real quick. Music is off. I want this stuff on. Turn down the master volume. For some reason, every time you update this pack, it resets it to whatever the mod maker settings were, or the mod pack maker's settings were. Which honestly, I'm all right with that, but it's a little bit irritating simply because I do have my own preferred settings. I like to have all the sounds active, And sometimes the music is nice, although in this instance, not so much. So yeah, I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit more because it is actually a teeny bit loud for me. It's meant to be more like just background music. But yeah, so really, this is just gonna be a very chill and low energy stream. Since I last played this on stream, I did a little bit. There was another section of quests called the System Purge, and basically there is this thing where like there was this plague, like this void plague that was inhabiting our little futuristic science station here, and I had to clean up that infestation. There were like some holes in the lab and everything. We unlocked this whole underground, or not underground since there is no ground now, but we unlocked this whole area where we have to kind of like get rid of this infestation that took over. I got a few more ability totems, so like I've got a higher jump, so I can now actually jump a full 2 blocks, and it was a pretty good time. A tad difficult. I got myself the Staff of Traveling as well out of a loot box, so we are able to just teleport from anywhere to our little areas. So that's very convenient for us. And we also have, like, these rooms had a lot more resources in them. I cleared it out simply because it was a little bit of a pain in the ass having to navigate them with all that stuff in there. And so, like, there were a bunch of blocks of, like, gold and copper and whatnot in here. I just cleared those out. I don't quite understand what the point of this is right here, and, like, I can't break this because it's a factory block. It's gonna say you're not allowed to break this. But that's okay. And so we're just kind of vibing now. We got a lot more extra space. I don't know if there are any more monsters around. I don't think there are, but there could potentially be some spawners that were left over. I know for a fact there are still some other resources that I missed. Over here, not so much. This was like the core for the AI in the story that we were engaged in with this mod pack, but we actually had to blow it up since it was being corrupted and taken over by this infestation. And so it blew up, and now we're on our own, and we have to find other dimensional pockets of space. I just want to adjust that light a little bit so it's not all up in my face. So we have to find like other areas where we can explore and try to fix the world. I'm gonna adjust this volume again because Jesus, it's getting a little bit louder. There we go, that's a bit better. I'm sorry, I want to try and get it at a level where it's still there, but you know, it's not gonna be overpowering my voice at all. And so I built a couple machines. I gathered lots of resources. The like black glowstone void thing that I was in before, there was a lot of silver ore, and so I took that and we basically cleaned it out. We can always go back there for obsidian, simply because a lot of my tools are now actually made out of it. I've got this bow, and I upgraded it to be part obsidian and part silver. Also, our hammer is now pretty much almost all obsidian. And not the same with our pickaxe, as it has some paper that is maintaining the... Actually, I think we might be able to replace that paper right now, but the paper was being used before to hold it as a much higher upgraded tool than it was, than it really should have been. Aluminum, no, we don't want that. Silver could be good if we want to use that. We got a lot of Electrum tool parts as well out of loot boxes. Now, Unfortunately, I don't have an Electrum tool binding. That's not a tough binding, but that's okay. We might be able to work with something else. I will, though. I'm going to make the replacement on our scythe, because here's what we've got. We've got the Obsidian Tough Binding, which is giving it 90 durability, but if we apply the Electrum Tough Binding, we're getting 250, and I think that is much more worth it. So we can upgrade this, and if we just look at the durability difference, we're going from 878 up to 1142, and that's pretty decent. And nothing else changes about it, actually, other than having now this modifier Shocking, which while we kind of move and we use the tool, it'll actually get a little bit stronger, and it'll deal a little bit of extra damage when it's fully charged. So we can kind of like charge around a little bit. I'll just demonstrate this. Maybe it'll... Yep, so now it's charged up. And so if we hit something, or if we dig a block with this, like say these slimy loops, it's gonna give us haste for a very short period of time. And that's honestly a very valuable thing to have. Oh, did this... Oh wait, no, that's glass, that's right. I was worried for a sec that went through the ceiling there, but it did not, which is real nice. Unfortunately, something I didn't quite think about, but while I am growing these magma saplings, like these magma slime saplings, I don't really have the means to actually make use of the magma slime that we are getting out of it. Ooh, pile of neutrons. But yeah, I haven't really got the soul sand or the I think it's netherrack. Let me double check. So we've got this. The magma slime crystal is what we want to make, which comes out of slimy magma mud. Slimy magma mud comes from magma cream, which we don't have. Soul sand we don't have, and netherrack we don't have. So we can't really make use of it, unfortunately. But this is some very high-end stuff. It's very powerful. Though not nearly as powerful as the green slimy mud that we've got here, which actually I will go throw this, since there's really no other use for it. I'm gonna throw this in our smelter right here, and it'll smelt into slime crystals that we can craft into better tool components. And this tree already grew back again, so I'm just gonna ignore it this time, because that's a pain in the ass. So what was I gonna do? That's right, I was gonna upgrade the I was gonna try and upgrade my pickaxe, but I want to just double check and confirm we don't really have any other tool bindings here that I'd like to use. And actually as well, wait, no, it should tell us on one of these. This is a magical wood tool binding. I got some magical wood out of a loot crate as well. And so I was thinking maybe this might be a good upgrade, but no, it's actually a downgrade. Not only does it make it more prone to breaking, it also just gives it overall less durability. So not really worth it in my opinion to use that. Silver's probably our best bet for having our pickaxe last longer. And in an emergency situation as well, we might potentially be able to use it as a weapon, because it provides the holy buff, which makes it deal bonus damage to undead. That is skeletons and zombies. So like, see here, we got an additional +5 against undead that goes away if we take away the modifier from the binding, and we're almost doubling our actual durability here as well. It's a very, very nice setup. So anyways, I didn't explain it, but basically this right here, this is something we got as a parting gift from our lovely AI friend before we blew him up. It's a neutron generator, or collector rather, not generator. And in essence, we need to use these neutrons to make really crazy, we need to make these piles of neutrons to make really crazy things that will allow us to do even crazier things. So like right here, we can use it in this crafting task to create our own disk to like our own like storage cell to go to another world, and that will be very useful. So we've got stone, we need a saddle, we need a bone block, ME storage housing, a bookshelf, and then a pile of neutrons. Now I can submit the pile of neutrons right now. I know I have stone and the bone blocks that I just threw in here. These bone blocks I made for another quest, but it didn't require that I submit them. And then there's stone as well. I think I have smooth stone, yes. I mistakenly made a large amount of smooth stone at one point earlier. And then we need storage casing. Oh, we got another storage cell in here. Nope. Alright, so how do I make this then? Storage housing. We make it with quartz glass, redstone, and iron. Or we could get out of a loot crate. I think I might have gotten one. I just want to double check. And if I did, it is not appearing here, so we are not going to find it there. So here's what I need to do. I need to get some quartz glass. And in order to make quartz glass, what do? So quartz glass we make by grinding up some quartz, and it doesn't even matter which kind of quartz, and then fusing it together with some glass. So it's a very straightforward process. So because Certus quartz, we have quite a bit of it in the form of seeds, I'm going to use this instead. And this grindstone, we shouldn't even really have it anymore. It's just a waste of space. Not that we're using it that much. Because we actually have ourselves a sag mill. That's an alloy smelter. But we have ourselves a sag mill now. So we can just use this instead. And while it has a slightly lower chance of giving us double the output, it will give us occasionally double the output. Or in this case, it's not going to give us double output anyways, because, you know, it's not meant to for Certus quartz. So I'll actually throw in all of this, because I can always grow more quartz, which is a nice thing about applied energistics. You can always get more of what you need from what you have. And so I also, what I did as a bit of a modifier, I unlocked this solar power, this little solar power cable, but then I decided to replace this section of it with this capacitor bank that we made before. And so this capacitor bank will hopefully be able to provide us with a bit of a buffer before we run out of power, if we are using quite a bit of it. Like, I ran into that problem at one point, and I decided, wait a second, we have a bank for this. So now we have it going into there, and it looks like our slime gems are our slime crystals are done being cooked as well. So we can take these and we can put them into the storage. Take those and then take these. We also need sand in order to make that into glass. I'm just going to take a full stack because we will always need a little bit more glass in the future when crafting different components. So I'm not too concerned about over preparation for it, you know? You know what I mean? So we do have all of these tanks and everything that are in this section of the lab, like this derelict section. And I would like to try and relocate them if I can. Simply because I don't want to have to run over here every time I get access to them. So this is a blood tank, this is a water tank, and then this is a lava tank. And lava is something that I was actually looking to get a hold of, because I wanted to make a cobblestone generator that we could use to get like very simple minerals. So now that we've got this, we can take advantage of it. And so I'm not So these are omnivores, kind of like a reservoir, except they're meant for everything. And these are from the Ender IO mod. I just don't know for sure if when I break these, they'll actually stay intact and like keep their fluid like some other tanks. So let's just try it with the water, because water is less valuable. It does not keep the water, it doesn't look like. Oh no, it does. Okay. It does keep the water in it. So that's good to know. It just doesn't really tell us. And it seems like these ones at the top have slightly less fluid in them than the other ones, because the other ones are stacking, whereas this one is not stacking with them. So we can just break this apart and carry it with us. A large amount of water. I doubt we'll ever actually need this much water, especially when we could just make an infinite water source, but that's okay. That's very much okay. So these are all for the water. So I'm gonna go take these and rebuild it back in our main area. Ignore the ominous noise that just happened as part of the mod pack. So I'm thinking we just build up our little reservoirs here, or our omnivores here, because this seems like a pretty good place to have tanks for like storing fluids. So we can just kind of place them back as they were. And so they're gonna like try and equalize themselves and make sure that the tanks on the bottom are all filled, whereas the ones on top don't need to be. And that'll take a minute, but eventually it'll get to a stable position. And while it's doing that, we can go and grab ourselves the other tanks. So we can go grab ourselves the blood tank, and then we can grab ourselves the lava tank. Blood, I don't quite think we'll need this much of it. Although I guess we can get iron from blood. Although not as efficiently as with our beets. I have not actually looked at the farm in quite some time. So it probably would be in my best interest to do that as well. And for those of you that might be wondering why I'm running back and forth without the without grabbing all of the tanks at once, because I do have the space for it, but the reason why is I'm a little paranoid when it comes to this, and I don't want to ruin or mix up the fluids, because it is like auto-filling into my hand every time I place one down, as you can see, and so I don't know if it's going to do the same, and then I might accidentally place one tank of a different fluid next to these ones, and it might do some like unintentional alloying of the products. And so we now got our blood tank, and we can take that blood and we can refine it into coagulated blood, which can then be used for all sorts of things. Something that I decided to do though, I swapped over to eating baked potatoes rather than just bread, simply because I found it seemed a little bit better in terms of efficiency, because all I had to do for the potatoes to make them a good food source was just cook them once. Whereas bread, there's the possibility that I might either need to either grind it into flour first and then cook it, or I might need to have at least 3 wheat grown and then craft that into the bread. And overall, a 1-to-1 exchange rate for the baked potatoes seemed like a better deal to me. And so yeah, we've got our tanks all set up here. So if I wanted to, I don't have an access point down here. I really should consider trying to make one if I could, which I probably can, but I'm not going to do that right now. Glass is still cooking away. And so what we can do is we can make our quartz glass. I don't know why. Close this, quartz glass. So we can make this. And then using our quartz glass, we can get our storage casing. Because we have redstone, we should have iron if I'm not mistaken, and then we now have the glass. And just like that, we have the final piece of the puzzle. Oh wait, nope, we do not have the final piece of the puzzle. I almost forgot about the saddle, which requires 5 leather and then 3 iron. So, how much leather do we have? We have 4 leather. Well, we have all this leather equipment here. I accidentally hit the caps lock key, so I am apologizing for that. So, what I actually found that we can do, we can take all this rotten flesh we have, and then we can craft some drying racks, or we can take the ones that I stole from one of the spatial cells earlier. And we can just line up all of this to dry out. And as you can see at the top now, it has a progress bar, like a little progress meter that says progress 4%. And when that hits 100%, these turn into leather. If I am not mistaken, we can just double check. Oh no, they turn into monster jerky. Well, it's when you smelt 4 of them that they turn into leather. Interesting, interesting. So what are other... So I guess I was mistaken, not paying attention enough. What are some other ways to make leather? Drying. We dry other food sources like pork chop and chicken and fish. So that's how we're supposed to do it. Or we can just make it out of raw protein, which these give us. They give us exactly 3 protein. So instead of doing that, we can just literally just break these down and then get the protein out. So this is also a teeny setup. I don't think I set it up on stream previously, but this is a little setup that I made to break down as much sucrose as possible into the components needed for grains of infinity. And that's been working out very nicely. What else can I do? I also am now being able to trade money for drugs, or trade drugs for money. Just break down some mushrooms and then we get rewarded for it, basically. And so I do this for a little bit. I'm pretty sure that there would be a good way to automate this, but I am way too lazy to actually set that up right now. Maybe I might try to set it up during this stream, actually. Who knows? I only need to hit this 32 times. And we ran out, so we are now back at square one. So we have 128 silver coins here, which we could use to get this item, the Purge, but we are missing a few ingredients, so we cannot get it. Do we have any other coins, though? How many other kinds of coins do we have? We've got 69 silver coins, 1 gold coin, and 70 copper coins. That's a pretty good setup right there, if you ask me. Ooh, don't mind this. I was just, I accidentally broke some of the flooring, so I'm gonna put some of the glass back that we made. It was white stained glass before, but actually, you know something? I can make more white stained glass. This is not set to be synchronized mode, which I'm not happy about, but we can fix that. Just like that, we have more white stained glass. So we can replace the white stained glass that was over here And it's like it never happened, other than the fact that there's a block right there that's missing. Because that was another lamp that was supposed to be there. That's okay. Okay. I need some potatoes. So we can break down these, this rotten flesh, and we'll get stacks and stacks and stacks of protein. And then from the protein, we can just make leather. It is a flawless system. But we can also use protein to make eggs. We could potentially get chicken out of that. Not a bad idea. Slime balls, feathers could also be made out of it. If we did start milking cows, we could potentially get lots of sucrose and protein out of milk, and that's a more renewable source. But we don't give a shit about any of this stuff. We just want leather. Well, let's lock that recipe, and then we can start loading in all the protein. And look at all this leather. And it looks like we're running out of power in here, because I did not bother to pay my electric bill. So let that be a lesson to you kids. Always remember, pay the electricity bill. And with the electricity bill paid, we are able to get all of our precious leather. And leather is good for cables, I think it is, some kinds of cables, and other machinery that we might need to make later on. A Rubracium Gauntlet. I have no idea what this would do, but it gives 20 attack speed and 4 attack damage. I'm guessing it is just supposed to be a melee weapon. Piggy Backpack. Right-click mobs to pick them up. A Crane Backpack. We can make horse armor. The saddle we need. There's silver horse armor now. That's fancy. And then it's just horse armor, actually. Satchels? Void Satchel. Removes items from existence. That could be useful to get rid of junk. But otherwise, we do need it for this quest as well. Leather to get the world that smells of livestock. So this is Llama King's territory. But let's ignore all the other things that might be required there. We don't really need that much leather, so I'm just going to save the rest of this protein in our computer for now. We got 450 protein, but what other chemicals might we have? Let's look at the alchemistry setup. So I also found ourselves a liquefier when exploring outside, and then there also, in some of the reward chests that I got some wet sand. And so wet sand allows us to grow sugarcane infinitely more efficiently, because we can just ignore all of the requirements of sand. And it was pretty easy to make too, so we could have made it, but I got it for free, so I think that's a steal. I also want to know, just real quick, the liquefier, all it does is it turns the chemical versions of different fluids back into their actual fluid forms. You can do that with all the metals too, it looks like. But of course, I don't believe we'll ever want to do that for right now. Maybe in the future we will, but not for now. We got lots of blood. But let's head over to the greenhouse real quick. Look at this. We have all sorts of goodies. And actually, hang on, I'm going to head back to the alchemy lab because I want to get myself a hoe real quick. We're going to get ourselves the shiny copper hoe that I mocked at one point because we were never going to use it. But in reality, we do need it because, as you can see, there are a few things that are kind of stamped up. And so I'm just going to get rid of all the wheat, and we're going to replace it with beets, and we're going to replace it with potatoes and carrots. And then we also need to, let's get rid of this sugar cane here, because we can replant that in a better location thanks to the sand that we just got. I'm gonna try and organize this a bit better as well. I don't want carrots randomly growing in the middle of potato patches or anything like that. I just ruin more of the dirt. That is okay. That's absolutely okay. So let's try and organize this a bit better. I'm gonna break everything apart. And actually, you know something? This area can stay as potatoes. That's fine. But I want sections of this to be like one section for potatoes, one section for carrots, and then the other one is entirely for beets. So we can go through. It's something else that I learned recently. I learned that the hoe, or rather the scythe, actually allows much more efficient harvesting with right-clicking as well. It doesn't just destroy the blocks. So it's a very good tool. It's even better now in my eyes. And so now we've got our lovely farm is going to be much more efficient, and these will grow quite nicely. And then carrots can go right here in the middle. When we'll need carrots, I'm certain, but I have a feeling we might have need of them in the future. And if it does come to pass that we... You know something though, actually? I'll plant the wheat over here instead. So I don't think we'll need that many carrots, but wheat, we're always going to need wheat, whether it's to feed animals or to simply just have a bit of diversity in our crop. We'll always want more wheat. We can plant ourselves some more beets and harvest the ones that have been sitting here for who knows how long. It's been over a week since I actually last touched this. And so now we can get rid of these cacti and replant them. Although actually, I can also just do it like this, rather than destroying the entire cactus. So this Staff of Traveling is actually a pretty powerful tool, but I'm a bit hesitant to use it because we've already used up 10,000 of the energy stored in it with just one travel. And so I'm just worried that it'll run out of energy when we need it the most. So I need to make myself a charging station. That way that doesn't turn into a problem for us. But in any event, what I can do is I can go and I can set these beets up to go get shredded into fine iron oxide that we can then use for the creation of much more useful materials, such as redstone and iron. And this is also where we're getting a lot of our sucrose, so that's why I wanted to have this set up right here to repurpose the sucrose. So what I did was I took the item conduits I stole at an earlier time from trashing a carnival, if you guys remember that. And I installed a filter here that all it does is it just only allows, or rather it only disallows sucrose to be going into this chest here. And then I found this chest was a bit too small to handle all of the materials that were coming out. So I put a double chest right here. Now granted, I could always just have funneled this back into our main storage system, but it makes it, I don't know. I'm just stupid is all. But that also requires more parts that we do not have right now. We need We need importers and whatnot to actually be able to pull it into our storage system. So now, do we have an axe? We do. If it'll send us here. So now what we can do, we can come up here, and as you can see, I've been hard at work growing trees. So we can come through here, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually run down the middle with our scythe to cut all these leaves down. And now we can go through and more easily cut down all the trees. See, the Electrum tool binding for our scythe is already paying off. As you can see, it's made harvesting these trees much quicker by just running right down the middle. And so the unfortunate thing is now it's going to take us the same amount of time to plant these back, but that's okay. It's just a simple matter of doing this. Is there any real reason to planting both of these sets of trees now that I have a large number of jungle saplings? Absolutely not. But you know, you can never have too much of a different kind of wood. Now that hurt a little bit. These are almost already grown, so we can come through and just harvest these. Alright. So, our farm is now more well organized. That's very nice. Now we can come back over here, and we can craft ourselves that saddle we need. Throw these potatoes in here, extra beet seeds, cactus, wood. We don't need any of this right now. I'm actually gonna take this other, Oh, we wanted to get the sugarcane farm going as well, though. That's right. So we can take wet sand. Task complete, 64 oak planks. Where's that task from? Wipe out endermites everywhere. Oh. I'm missing a reward here. So we can go back to the glowstone place. And we can just go kill some more endermites. Although actually, I think I did wipe out all of the spawners. So we may not be able to do that. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to come back to this once I'm able to make the Ender IO spawners. We are only missing one quest in here, which is making condensed milk dust. Anyways, what was I talking about? So anyways, right. Wet sand. We can go back to the greenhouse here. And I would like to think that going up to this floor is probably the best idea. Because then what we can do is we can come along here and set this all up as wet sand instead. Probably would have been a good idea to build a shovel. Or bring one at least. I know we have one. But it's all good. Taking my time digging out some dirt isn't such a bad way to spend the evening. On a sec. I just want to swap to the better stream viewer, because viewing the stream's information in OBS is all good and well, but it doesn't really tell me everything I might want to know. Viewing it in on Twitch itself, though, actually in the stream manager, it tells me a little bit more, and it actually shows me like a graph of how my bitrate is doing, so I can tell when or where my connection started tanking. This wet sand seems to sound like stone when it's being placed. you know, wet sand is kind of heavy, so that makes sense. So now this can grow very nicely up here. We already have this grove of trees growing again, so I will actually go through and I will harvest it once more. I almost had a tree grow on my face. That's fine. That's absolutely fine, becoming one with nature. Just like that, more trees down. So I don't really have any goals for what I should be doing this stream other than just trying to explore the other spatial cells. Another tree grew. I'm just gonna ignore it for this for time being. Ah, and look at this. Lovely plants, lovely crops that we can harvest. I can't get caught up with just harvesting our crops all the time, though, because they'll keep growing really quickly, especially the longer we stand around them. As I've got a special ability now on my character that makes plants actually grow much faster. Like these cactuses are already 3 tall. They're max height, and they really shouldn't be. So we can go and we can put all of this into our storage here. And my bad, I forgot I was going to make a stack of charcoal to counterbalance the amount of charcoal I used in running the decomposers. And then we also want to get these potatoes. Let's cook some more potatoes, too. These more potatoes are always a good thing, right? Not put them in there yet, but so what we can do, we can take this hopper, if it wouldn't get picked up by the other hopper, and then we can throw the potatoes in here, so that way as this empties, the potatoes will get funneled in, and then finally down to this chest. So, what's on next on our agenda? We got some hourglassy ore, or however you pronounce it. But that is okay. We need to grab a saddle. So let's make ourselves a saddle. I do also just want to double check how much iron do we have. We only have 12 iron. That's not good at all. So, what we can do is we can take all of these beets and let's go decompose them into iron. We're gonna get a lot of byproducts out of this, but that's perfectly fine. We can repurpose them. We can burn them. We can do all sorts of good things with these byproducts. Nothing will go to waste. And I'll actually throw the cellulose in here as well, because it is only made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, the same as the sucrose. So it's going to be processed about the same way. Now we could make the iron oxide and the strontium carbonate into more redstone, but we're not really lacking in redstone as much as we are lacking in iron. So we're going to turn this iron oxide into raw iron and oxygen. And so it's going to be about, I think it should be half a stack for 2 ingots. Or my bad, it should be about 1 stack for 8 ingots of iron, sorry. Because we've got 2 iron and 3 oxygen. So 2 iron per iron oxide means that for every 16 iron oxide we have, we'll get an additional 2 ingots. This oxygen as well, I'm just going to throw it into our computer because there's too much of it to fit back into those component chests. I'm also going to throw the strontium carbonate into here because we are not going to use it. So now we've got several stacks of iron, and we can use these to make iron ingots. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go grab the other iron we've got in here, because I remembered I had a teeny bit more. And we have another hopper in here as well, actually, so what we can do, we can take this, and we can funnel all of the iron we've got into there, and not even waste any time letting it do its thing. The only downside is that we do not have a good way to get in. Actually, hang on a sec. Now, what I remember seeing previously, we offer a gift: take this gnashing weapon and wield it against the voidstone encroachments. But these are voidstone here. So am I able to break this? I am. We are able to get back here. We can actually make this look a lot nicer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna take the stone that we've got, or the cobblestone that we've got, and I'm actually gonna smelt it and then make it into bricks. Because we can use those bricks. And actually, can we destroy these white panels as well? No, we are still not allowed to mine that. So, I'm going to take all of this voidstone and replace it with brick. And I think that'll look a little bit nicer than having these random garish purple sections in our base. Especially when it is, of course, in the story, some kind of evil alien encroachment. The wood is still burning. So, I'm gonna go use our archaic furnaces up here to take care of this job. Actually, we can double our production slightly if we just get 2 more furnaces down. Because we have more than enough coal to handle having 2 more furnaces doing this job. We'll just let those cook for now. So now that that's going, I had the idea, we have this old shuriken that we made. This stone shuriken, and it's not the greatest. It's only made of stone. But I was thinking maybe we could actually try to upgrade it, because we have so many components in here now that it should be easy, right? Like, look, we got a basalt knife blade. We can put that on there. What other knife blades do we have in here? We have a bone knife blade. That sounds really cool. A wooden knife blade, probably not gonna work out the greatest for us. I was hoping we might have a silver knife blade in here as well, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we do. If we had a silver knife blade, we'd be able to make use of it and make this weapon even stronger. But you know what's better than a silver knife blade? We can make ourselves an obsidian knife blade. With all the obsidian that I gathered in the glowstone area. So I'll take out this sugarcane I was using to improve my my arrows. As you can see, it's actually got a large amount of bonus ammo, and it also has a much higher durability modifier. So it has, in total, 57 shots before it runs out. And not to mention, I also upgraded it very heavily with a silver arrowhead, and then I just left it at that because I didn't actually apply any modifiers like I thought. I just saw the holy modifier there. But so, what we can do is we can take this, and see, you cannot make an obsidian arrow shaft. There are very few objects you can make into arrow shafts, but we can make an obsidian knife blade. If we look at this, it's going to give us a lot of durability, and it also gives us the durate bonus. And the durate bonus, it makes it so the actual shuriken itself might not actually spend ammunition when we use it. So we can put all these on, and as you can see, for each of these we add on, we get more and more ammunition, and that is awesome. And as you can see as well, the name of our shuriken gets more and more abysmal. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna upgrade it like this, but then I also want to try and remove the stone portion of it. So surely there's some kind of other feature that we could use. I was thinking maybe flint could be actually a good substitute for the stone. And flint also has the crude modifier, in addition to having pretty high base durability. And crude gives bonus against unarmored targets. So we can get quite a bit of durability out of this, or we can get quite a bit of damage out of it. But is there anything else in here that we could use? Did I accidentally put a knife blade in here? I did not. Is there anything else in here? We've got copper, we've got tin. I would love to be able to use anything else, but I don't actually have a way of smelting objects. Like, I don't have a way of actually smelting things into a tool yet. So we're going to be stuck with the flint for now. And I just want to make sure we are replacing stone, flint, stone, obsidian. There we go, flint, obsidian. And as you can see, it's increasing our durability even more. And we got crude 3 on this too. That's pretty nice. That's really nice, actually. So now here's the question. How do we want to make use of this? Because we've got only 22 shots. It doesn't actually do that much damage, but it does 15% more damage against unarmored targets. And as you can see as well, it's actually pretty accurate now, surprisingly. Does it have any modifiers that would make it more accurate? No, but not being made of stone anymore gives it 100% accuracy. So does it even have gravity now? It doesn't look like it does. So it's basically like a really slow arrow that we just hold in our hand. That's pretty cool. So I just want to test it. Ooh. I think we lost one, but that's okay. So it will hit the exact same target every single time, rather than having any kind of sway. And we can see all of them are just sitting there. We can pick them up. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use a piece of this obsidian to just fix it up. The great thing about this, it's got 4 different components. So you can repair it using any of the 4 different materials. We can repair it using bone, we can repair it using obsidian, flint, or basalt. Basalt we don't have, so we're never gonna repair it using that, I don't think. But so how is this stone doing? This stone is cooking nicely. So we can go and we can start making some brick. I did not mean to make a stone pressure plate, but it's okay. Never know when we might need one. And we have more piles of neutrons here. We can just let those build up, as we will need more of them later. In any event, let's go pretty up our lovely alchemy lab. Take this void stone. We can smash it. Oh, and there's a skeleton trophy back here as well. That's very interesting. Wonder what other goodies are back here. We have power buffers. And so what's the power generation behind over here? Furnace generator. Speed upgrades. Interesting. I didn't realize you could have coupled conduits now in Ender IO. That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Makes cable management much easier. So we can follow this around. It doesn't look like there's any other goodies back here. Not in the slightest. Unless we wanted to destroy that furnace generator. Why it's actually sitting in the ground, that's an interesting thing. Let's see if there's anything hidden beneath this generator. There's no power in it right now, so it shouldn't be an issue if we just break it. No. Okay. So there's absolutely no reason why it has to sit in the ground here. But that's okay. I'm hoping these are still connected. We want this to insert, not extract. There we go. It's back up and running like it was before. So like we could throw like, I think sugarcane? No, sugarcane cannot go in there. It's okay. We don't need to worry about that. Let's pretty up our alchemy lab as soon as we grab this skeleton trophy. Oh, it seems the void stone got caught in here. That's okay. We have lots of iron to pick up too. That's great. That's real good. Let's throw our trophy in there for now, so that way it's not clogging up our inventory. And this saddle, we can actually turn in this saddle now too. I'm not gonna grab the reward quite yet though, because the reward will also just clog up our inventory while we're trying to beautify this area. Get rid of this crummy void infestation that's plagued our station and destroyed our AI friend. But that's okay. We are now alone here on this station. And it's up to us to save the world. If Not a bad responsibility to have. It's certainly better than just being one of the saps that ended up dying in the end of the world crisis. Whew. And actually, I'm thinking around here near the fuel inserts, I'm gonna raise these cables a little bit so that way I have a doorway I can walk through. I'm also gonna leave this this hopper right here. So that way we have a much more consistent flow of items. So hang on, I'm going to grab my extra cables real quick. Or not cables, conduits. Because I have these energy conduits that I made before as part of a quest that we can actually use to raise up the cables over here. Let's do that real quick. So what I can do is here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create some polished stone and accent this a little bit more as a doorway. Actually, no, I've got a more artistic way of doing this. I can simply do these parts. And there we go, there's our doorway. And we can just break apart this item conduit very briefly. And reconnect it overhead. And I'm thinking we can also do the same thing right here. Let's do that. We gotta clear off this side of all of its impurity. And then lay down the stone brick. And actually, do we actually need this pickaxe? We do. We do need that pickaxe. That is good to know. So we should make sure, I just want to double check, this is an hourglassy pickaxe, so we can repair this in the event that we need to dig out more voidstone. So we're digging out this voidstone, right? And so we're gonna make another nice, neat, symmetrical doorway on the other side of the fuel insert. I left quite a bit of empty space back here when designing this map, though. There's certainly gotta be some kinds of hidden door, maybe? I just thought about it. Doesn't seem like there is. We do have this pathway that leads back to our computer network, though. So maybe there might be something over there. But we'll worry about that in a little while. mind me casually screwing up on placing just a little bit of stone. And you know something, I decided, since I know what game I am playing now, I'm going to rename the stream to Super Chill Minecraft Time. There we go, it is now Super Chill Minecraft Time. So this is going to be where our doorway is, so I want to remove that block and then make it so the conduits go overhead. And it seems we are out of stone, so we need to go grab the remaining stone that's been cooking, and hopefully we can fill in the rest of these gaps without any issues. There we go, that's better. And then we just need a little bit more of polished stone, so I'm just gonna make 2 more sets. I know we don't need exactly 2 sets, but we probably only needed 1 set, actually. That's okay. And while we're here, I'm actually going to take this quest book and get ourselves our reward. Oh, we need a bookshelf now, too. It's okay, we've got a bookshelf upstairs. We can just steal that one and then rebuild it if we need to. And I actually quite like the look of these bricks a bit better than the void stone. The gray and the white looks a lot better than white and purple, in my opinion. But you know, some of you out there might have a different view. Let us, just finish up fixing this wall. There we go. Now, another idea I also had. I'm gonna throw this void stone in here. We need to figure out what we can do with void stone. See if we can do anything with this primal void stone, whatever it is. It seems like we can chisel it, paint it to make other blocks look like it. Very interesting, very interesting. Do we have, I just want to make sure we don't have any more iron oxide. No, we do not. Good. So this is set up here, and what I'm thinking I'll actually do, I'm going to set up a similar system on the other side, except if we take a skystone chest, and then we make another hopper. We can set it up so we feed in all of the ingredients to this machine. And now that this isn't void stone, we can just dig it up, no problems. Let's just put it upside down, or at least I tried to put it upside down. That does not matter. And so now anything we put in this chest will funnel into here. So what we can do is we can take all of this and then throw it into this chest, and it'll just go in and make us grains of infinity. Now granted, actually, I have an even better idea after that. we use these item conduits instead, because the hopper can actually get filled up. The item conduits don't. There we go, we want it to insert. And we want its extraction mode to always be active. Now, it's just gonna fill it up. No problems. So we didn't even need to make this hopper. It was a waste of iron. But that's alright. Something I can do on the other side of this wall as well, actually. I can make this look a little bit nicer by covering up the air holes with more of the stone bricks. And actually, I almost forgotten, I'd mined tons of stone bricks back from that crypt that we invaded. So I can put the bricks like that, and then it covers up the hole on the other side. Looks a lot nicer if you ask me. And I'm just doing this for symmetry's sake, and if we decide to line out those areas on top for the other parts. Which actually, you know something? Let's do that anyways. So now we can make these even more balanced in the way that they're designed. And set this up in a bit of a better way. So we can put the sucrose in here. Get rid of this chest now. Then we can have conduit come from here, and this will be in insert mode. This will be on extraction mode and will be always active. So now it's always just going to be sending things in through there. Looks like we already got a grain of infinity. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I would love to have a pipe network set up to lead over to this chest from here, but that requires me to have more of these conduits. So we need to actually look into how do we make more of these conduits? Well, we need pulsating iron, which comes from pulsating iron nuggets, which we get from mixing ender pearls and iron. Now, we don't have any ender pearls, and actually, I doubt we'll be able to get them for quite some time. So, we are at a bit of a standstill on that front now, unfortunately. But, are there any other piping networks that we can use? Pipes? Transfer pipes. We can make an extra utilities item transfer system. Transfer node, items. And this is actually very straightforward. All it takes is a chest, some stone, redstone, and then this pipe, which is just stone, clay, or stone, glass, and redstone. So let's make that real quick. First, we gotta make this pipe, which is very efficient in crafting it, actually, because it's just one crafting recipe goes into 64 of it. So I'm very happy with that. It makes a low-cost solution for our problem. So now we got 4 of these as well. So what we can do is we can have this chest act as a buffer that then leads from here all the way over. Let's see if it can hopefully begin to work. It's searching for the exit part. This is how these pipes work. They basically iterate over every single section until they finally find a connecting container. So it'll keep doing that, and then once it finds the connecting container, it'll transfer all of these into the small enough to fit between blocks. That's really interesting. Just craft that with an anvil? That sounds really cool, actually. What about other transfer pipes? Transfer pipe filters? Energy transfer nodes. So we can transfer energy this way as well. That's right. Wireless RF transmitter transmits RF energy from batteries to nearby blocks. I don't quite understand why, but my water bottle loves to spray me a little bit when I drink from it. But in any event, it looks like it found it, so it's now depositing all of our resources into there. So what I can do is I can take this conduit, or better yet, why take that conduit when I can just use this transfer node now, and lay down a little bit of pipe. And it'll just transfer right in there, as soon as there's open space. It keeps looking through more and more of the blocks, so I'm actually going to see if there's a speed upgrade that we can use. It seems like there is. Increases the speed of operations, increases the speed of operations. So we could try to make an upgrade, but it's going to cost us a lot of redstone and some gold. But what I also think might be a good idea, I doubt this really needs 16 upgrades. We can take a couple of these. Place them into here. All of a sudden it works a lot faster. Then what happens if we put 4 more in there? Works so much faster, and it transfers entire stacks at a time as opposed to just transferring a single item. Now, the problem here is that it's going to keep trying to transfer the same singular item, so we need to try and find a way to stop that. So what we can do is we can set it up so that way maybe there would be 3 different chests here, but that might be a little bit too complex for what we got available to us right now. So we'll have to wing it a little bit, just a teeny bit. Teeny tiny bit. The volume of this music seems a bit loud still. Sorry, I'm trying to match the volume with my voice a bit, so that way Neither is too overpowering. That's the way I want to try and do it. But let's see. Have ourselves a teeny snack. So yeah, it seems like this is actually going to fill up with just the hydrogen now, which isn't what we want at all. What we can do is we can take a lot of this hydrogen and just shove it in here as fuel. Now, there are some upgrades that I received for quest rewards previously that I think should work pretty well for our purposes. So what we can do, first of all, I just want to check, can I make an importer bus? I don't think we have the ability to do this yet. We'd need an inscriber, and an inscriber takes sticky pistons, and then we also would need to have the press to inscribe things with. And we make the press printed silicon. Inscriber silicon press. We make it with a block of iron and an inscriber silicon press. Build an inscriber is something that we're going to be getting soon, I'm guessing. Okay, so there's a quest about it that gives us all of the presses we'll need. So that's a much better deal. So anyways, we got these upgrades here, mining upgrades. And now, if I remember correctly, there's something really funny, or at least kind of semi-clever that we can do with these. So I'm going to build us a basic cobblestone generator, and then show you how we can take advantage of these. I just want to grab us a chest, because I keep forgetting it. Diamonds, that's actually completely a scam. I found the diamonds reward in one of the larger level chests is literally, it's just a bunch of chests nested inside of each other. And you find that when you get to the last chest, you won't find any goddamn diamonds. It's just a troll. And I found that a little funny at first, but then I realized that was just a waste of 20 minutes of time opening up chests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very simple cobblestone generator here. And so the cobblestone will be created in this block, where the lava will be put there, water can be placed there. I'm going to grab us the lava real quick. That's going to take a minute to stabilize. We don't need to worry about that, though. That's not our problem for the minute. And now, we can dig out this block. Lava will flow into the gap and create more. But the thing we can do is if we put this transfer node on there with the mining upgrade, supposed to, hang on a sec, allows the mining of cobblestone and pumping of water. I was under the impression it was supposed to allow you to mine the cobblestone using it. Hold on a minute, I'm going to look this up real quick. Requires grid power to function. Grid power is player-specific, wireless, rangeless, and cannot be stored. So we need to make a generator. Alright, so there are a few different ways we can do this. There's an item called a lava mill. And I think we should be able to make this. Oh no, this requires a resonator. Now a resonator requires more resonating redstone crystals. It requires ender shards, which requires ender pearls and a glass cutter. You know, I'm starting to think this is more trouble than it's worth, actually. So I'm just gonna cover up this whole thing real quick. And actually I'll let this destroy itself. So if I destroy this block now, the water will freeze the lava. Actually, no, I won't do that. That is a waste of good lava. And we can't even put it back into that tank. That is such great game design, honestly. Why we wouldn't be allowed to put it back into the tank up here is beyond me. So you know something? I will let it freeze over. We can just destroy this entire contraption I just made. So if we destroy this block right here, it's not going to make cobblestone, it'll just make obsidian. We can take that obsidian and add it to our collection. So, now the question is, what do we do next then? Well, we can go check in on the system that I set up to automatically transfer over the alchemy materials and see if it's actually working. And it does not seem to be working because hydrogen clogged it up like I said it would. Which is an unfortunate thing, because it could have actually been very nice. So I'm going to cut this line for right now. And perhaps we might be able to get a better system in place here. Maybe if we make a filter, the filters could potentially help. A transfer filter. How does the transfer filter work? Alright, I have found the solution here. So we can take our item transfer nodes. We'll be taking that as well. And if we make ourselves some of these filters, first we need to craft this filter, and then we can craft the item transfer filter. Now the item transfer filter is actually pretty nice. So what it does is we can put it onto the actual inventory and we give it an item to allow. So let's say we only want this one to have hydrogen on it. Single item. So doesn't seem like this filter is actually set up the right way. So let's craft ourselves. Maybe we need another one of the filter items as well. So let's craft ourselves another one of those. And then what we give it is we whitelist. And then give it hydrogen, so it'll only let in hydrogen. And we want it to let in an unlimited number of them. I did not mean to place another filter there. I meant to put the pipe. So now we can take the chests, put down a few more of them. Oh, that is not what we want at all. We want a transfer pipe. We want a transfer filter here. And then a transfer filter over here as well. And we need to make 2 more filters to manage those. Looks like we're out of sticks, so we just gotta make some more. And so now, all we do is we can put all of this hydrogen back in here. I'll just insert the rest of this as fuel so it's not clogging our inventory. Let's grab some carbon. Let's grab some oxygen. Now, we can make this our carbon chest by whitelisting it in here. Now this one should only allow carbon. And then we do the same thing there for oxygen. And this should split the streams, so that way all of the resources will end up over here. Granted, this is still going to prioritize one resource over the others. But there is always the chance that it might simply, I'm gonna set it up like this so it'll actually circle back around in the event it starts to overflow. This part right here, we're gonna have to fix this, but I'll fix that later. In any event, it's gonna keep trying to pull out the hydrogen because that's what it's been focusing on, but no hydrogen should end up in here, and none should end up in here. It'll all end up in this part. Are there any other transfer filters that we can make use of? Transfer pipe filter, so it'll only let certain things through there. Any other upgrades that we can make? I just want to make sure. Upgrade mining, upgrade stack. Increase the number of items pulled out to X stack. X number is 1. Does not look like we're able to make use of that at all, unfortunately. The storage drawers mod is in this, though. We can make use of storage drawers. So this is gonna fill up. I'm gonna move the carbon over to where it belongs. Ooh, excuse me. So we can make a basic drawer, which requires that we actually have planks to do it. Framed drawers. I think we just stick with the basic drawer for now, probably. Because here's what I've got, actually. We get the void upgrade for it. Then we can just make it so it'll keep pumping the items, but if it gets excess of a certain amount, it's not gonna keep it, you know? Like, we don't actually need that many. I know that'll explode, but that's okay. We'll fix that very quickly. Got a chest. Now we can throw all of this stuff back in the chests where it belongs. And we'll worry about routing this into the network soon as well. What we can actually do, just do this. Actually, even better, go underneath so it doesn't look ugly as hell. Now the only problem left is simply extracting the items. We want these to be always active. Now, perfect generation of what we need. And we'll work on upgrading this a little bit by using storage drawers if we can. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to make a few of these, actually. So let's get more planks first of all. We have plenty of wood. Then we can make some of these storage upgrades. These upgrade templates. So real quick, let's see how this looks. Oh, I did not want to do that. So it's just acting like a barrel for right now. That's pretty interesting. And it seems like I cannot take that back out. Contents sealed within. How do I... There we go. Now we've got all of them out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these and we're gonna make them into void upgrades. And then also, I saw other upgrades like just a basic tier 1 upgrade. This is something we could also do. And I think this is probably not a bad idea for the hydrogen, so we're not destroying overly excessive amounts of stuff. Now, I can put down this storage drawer here, and this should only accept oxygen. I just take a teeny bit of this. That way, it knows to only have oxygen. Unless, of course, there's no oxygen over here. It is being sent correctly. That's good. That's very good. It's actually fantastic. But now we're gonna double its storage. Oh, I did not want to destroy that wall. So we can put on this void upgrade. We're also gonna destroy this chest now. And it's gonna explode everywhere. You know something? That's awesome. That's actually awesome. Because that just shows how much stuff we had. Like that, it's back in. And then we can throw this void upgrade on here. And then finally, we have a really massive hydrogen storage. So we can upgrade this to have double its capacity. So as you can see, it has a 32 stack limit in the top. But now, it has a 64 stack limit. And a void upgrade makes it so that way if it does exceed the limit, it's never going to have any, like, issue accepting the input. I'm just gonna now take this, make it go a little bit faster by shortening the distance. We have a lot of hydrogen stored up in here now. You can just take that and throw it in this chest. As you can see, this is still working away hard, but it will eventually make its way around, which is exactly what we want, because now it's just gonna automatically, like, look at this. We've already got 11 grains of infinity made. That's absolutely fantastic. That's gonna get us so many, so many, very, very quick and easy reward bags. This is unfortunately not running at all, but that's okay. We can take these grains of infinity, and we can actually turn them in for rewards now. So, like, if we come here with all of the work that we've done, I have gotten some other rewards. Oh, hold on a sec. That's an explosive lens from Project E. Hang on a second. So we can use that to craft the world that smells like livestock. That's pretty interesting. Oh. So anyways, we unlocked the uncommon reward box now, and this takes 5 grains of infinity. That, and in turn we'll get a uncommon reward. So let's get 2 of those real quick. Let's see what we get out of this. Got Skystone and a Flint and Ignatius. Not the worst reward we could have gotten. But it's okay because we have more grains in here. Also, do we have any crates? No, we do not. So, these are our last rewards for right now. But we got melon and phosphorus. I like melon. Melon's good. I accidentally put our potatoes in there. That's good. So yeah, as you can see, oxygen is really where we're lacking. And if you look at the balance between oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen in this compound, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Because you can see that sucrose has 12 carbon, 22 hydrogen, and 11 oxygen. So the oxygen, being the minority, is always going to lack. I don't think we need to waste this item conduit here, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and store it away. And instead, let's use more of the item transfer pipes, because they're pretty fun to use. And this shouldn't really have that hard of a time seeing where it should put that, where this is. So it's just a matter of having that clear out. As you can see, hydrogen is a very big part of this system right now. Since this is almost empty as well, I'm going to put the speed upgrades back in here. And then with luck, we'll fill up on hydrogen and it'll just start being burned. Now, realistically, I could have also sent the hydrogen this way. And actually, you know something? I'll do that real quick. So we can make another filter. And take hydrogen. Throw it in this filter. And then have it go directly into there. And then only hydrogen will ever make it into this. So, we've got 3 more grains of infinity. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is a little bit of a slow pipe system, but honestly, it's a lot easier to craft. We get a lot of pipes out of it. And it's quite nice to think about how it works. It's observing every single block and then checking what around it is something that it can use as a container. Oh, that was a mistake on my part, but you know something? I think that's a good mistake to have made, because now we can replace it with a skystone chest that has a little bit more capacity. And now we want to get those pipes. Lay down a little bit more of this pipe. I could point my mouse in semi the correct direction. So now, only hydrogen should go in here. And then I believe it's supposed to be for every iteration of... I want to double check it, but the transfer filter... The filter can allow a single item, a single stack, or unlimited items to pass through it. So, now, the hydrogen flow is going to be getting split between here and here. And yeah, this will make the pipe system take a little bit longer, but in the long run, it's going to make it much more efficient, as the hydrogen will be getting burned as part of the fuel that powers this machine and that machine. So, in the long run, I think it's a little bit better. And then you know something? Let's take this here, and we can also replace it with an item transfer node. Realistically, all three of these should be replaced by item transfer nodes. So you know something? Let's replace them. Because these don't require any kind of like complicated filters or anything. And to be honest, this isn't the part that's bottlenecking all that much. Ooh, actually, that's not good. So we'll want to put the piping going back into there. And it's still making it all into there, so that's good. Now we can just cover that up around the back. And then I suppose we'll do a similar design for all the other ones as well. We just take these. I suppose I might as well have just moved these in, but you know, where's the fun in that? I'll do that later, actually. It might look a little bit nicer. Hi, how's my day? I'm doing pretty good, JC the Beast. Thank you for asking. Just kind of chilling, you know, enjoying a late night. How about your day? How's it going? It's nice to see that there are some other night owls up at this time of day, at this hour. A sec, I just want to double check. Oh, so this mod pack here is material energy. It's technically not 5, but it's labeled as 5. Material energy 5, which is entity, and it just started coming out, like it just came out this year. And I used to love this mod pack. It's part of a kind of a running series, kind of like Skyblock is, where the world's fallen apart and you're using these dimensional storage cells to like put things back together. So I can actually show it to you real quick if you want. This is where the magic happens, and as you can see right now, there's not actually anything here. But what we can do is we can, real quick, I actually need to craft a bookshelf to get my next one. But, basically, there are a bunch of quests that we need to complete. Oh, we need more paper. There are a bunch of quests that we need to complete in order to, basically just save the world. I don't want to actually use that recipe. I don't care about using leather. So now we can make a bookshelf. Turn this in for our quest. And we'll get to go to this area called Mount Parrish. So we've got this little USB here from Applied Energistics, and we can pop it in here. Oh my god, my nose is just itching so much, I don't know why. And so, yeah, this is the place that we get to explore now. And there's all sorts of like hidden chests and everything, monsters that are gonna be spawned throughout that have like a bunch of special armor and buffs to make them much more difficult to deal with. Like you can see there's a big swarm of creepers over there right now. So I'm just gonna do pot shots at them real quick if I can. No, that was a complete miss. But that's okay. Yeah, Applied Energistics is one of the coolest mods, I think. Like, just having this really organized computer system to, like, sort everything is super nice to have. Oh, and thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate it. So... yeah, we're really just trying to work our way through this mod pack and, figure things out. There's a lot of new mods I haven't played with since it's been a while since I was back in Minecraft. So I've just kind of been messing with things and really working more with the mods I know more about, like extra utilities and Applied Energistics. And then I'm moving into some of the mods that I kind of have an idea of how they work, but I haven't used the latest versions, like alchemistry is what runs these machines. This world, I've been playing this world for about a couple days, not full play time, but like I played like 2 days on stream and then like 2 days off of stream where I just did some stuff on my own. And then this would have been like a 5th day, so about 5 days. And it's going well so far, actually. I'm happy with it. So what do we got here? Get rid of these. But honestly, anyone who likes kind of like quest-based Minecraft survival packs, I heavily recommend the Material Energy series. It's so much fun. It's in the Feed the Beast launcher. You can just look it right up. It's real easy. It's a pretty lightweight mod pack as well, since you're not rendering this huge world. It's like Skyblock, basically. You've just got this area that's already predefined for you. So I'm just trying to see. Yep, we've got 6 grains of infinity now. That's great. This is chugging along nicely as well. I remember what I was going to do. Hang on. I need those transfer pipes back. And actually, why do that? We don't even need this buffer anymore. I'll just take this, throw it down here. And there we go. Pipe system even more well managed. So this mod pack is Material Energy Entity. I can just type it out in the chat real quick. So like that's the mod pack name, like the full official name there, and it's just generally fun, like quest-based shenanigans. Like we've got all of these different quests that we can explore here, and it's a pretty good time all around. Know your enemy. A desolate landscape spreads before me, yet I believe there's someone living at the top of that mountain. Perhaps it would be a good place to start searching for answers regarding the entity that is threatening to pull my universe apart. Uh, so yeah, I'm guessing we are supposed to try and make our way to the top of that mountain. There's a lot of cows in here that we might be able to capture. Like, can we get ourselves a golden lasso real quick? Gold nuggets, we can make some of those out of the gold we've got, and then... Oh, we need XP to craft it as well. I didn't realize that. So we might need to craft this in a vanilla crafting table. So let's get ourselves some wood real quick. We can craft a basic crafting table, and then see if this will let us craft it. Yep, there we go. Now we got ourselves a golden lasso, and we can just steal some animals away from their homes. Just a little bit more inventory management. Get rid of this crap. I'll just get rid of that shuriken as well, because I'm not going to use that compared to our bow. Our bow is just too strong. It's got 4.5, roughly 4.5 base damage, and then it's stronger against undead. It's got smite. It's pretty fast. It's all around a pretty good, decent weapon. So we can try to just jump right in here and see what happens. But I would rather not jump into cobwebs. I'd rather have a way to get back up, so I'm gonna use this water. Did I make the tools? I made this bow. This pickaxe I actually got out of a reward crate that you get. But I upgraded it, so like it was originally made completely of copper, but like I upgraded it so it's got a bone tool rod, an obsidian head, and then silver binding, just so that way it was like the best I could really make it. This scythe though, I made entirely from scratch. I called it the Desecrator because it's meant to just completely cleave through like anything that gets in my way. A basalt tough tool rod, just because I thought it would be useful, but actually now that I'm looking at it, I could probably upgrade it to get rid of that. The obsidian head, because obsidian is generally like, it's a pretty good material to have. Wood as well, to make it so it can repair itself over time. So like, I have not actually ever repaired this thing myself, especially since it's got the mending enchantment on it. Like, it's got the mending modifier, so now it's just going to also repair itself every time I kill things, pretty much. But so real quick though, I am going to take a trip up to my little tinker's area to modify it and see if I can make it better. So what do we have in terms of tough rods? This already has an electrum binding on it, so I don't want to put more electrum on it. Maybe if we can find a modifier that I haven't put on that we can use. We could put slime on it. But the handle modifier is not that great. What else is there? Unfortunately for all of this stuff that I'm making though, we don't actually have the... Yeah, slime really isn't good. It's good if you want like high durability, low quality tools, but otherwise it's not really good at all. I remember it used to give like 3,000 durability or something really ridiculous back when Tinker's Construct first came out. Now, I kind of like the look of this right here. I might forego... No, actually, because we need to have it as the head in order to get the jagged modifier. So I saw this jagged modifier for Prismarine, and I saw, like, you know, every point of durability lost increases the damage. And this thing already has quite a bit of durability. It's got over 1,100 durability, but maybe I might make a modification to it later, where like I try to incorporate the Prismarine, because I remember there was a part of the mod that lets you like put the modifiers on without actually changing the material or the existing modifiers. So I might be able to do something like that. Otherwise, then I guess I'm just going to look for something that's got like a decent handle modifier. Like bone could be pretty good, just having 1.1 additional durability. That might not be bad. And actually, wait a sec. Bone also fractured increases damage. So, you know something? Let's put bone on it because it doesn't have bone right now, right? Yeah, it doesn't have bone. So let's grab ourselves some bone. But like honestly, out of all of the Tinker's Construct tools, I will always stand by the scythe. The scythe is just generally I love it as a weapon. Yeah, I'll see you later, man. Have a good evening, and you know, just generally take it easy. So this is gonna replace. Yep, that'll replace the correct tool rod. Put it over here. It would replace the wrong one. This one's the one that we want, and it's gonna give it another full point of damage as well. That's pretty nice. I'm a fan of that. I should get rid of all these frickin' things. I can't use glowstone, can I? I don't think you can use glowstone as tool materials, but just double check. Oh, my neck. Tool materials, are there any other materials that I could use? Netherrack maybe when I get it, but yeah, it works better in hotter environments. We're technically in the end right now. Make fluids. So do we get 2 stacks of the shocking modifier if we put the Certus quartz and the Electrum on? That would be interesting to see, so I'm going to try that real quick. I just want to double check. Certus quartz as a handle, not the greatest, but it's got a little bit higher base durability than the wood. But we can try this. And even if it doesn't work out, like, we'll just have an extra tool rod that we can use later on. It's not that big of a deal. So we've got shocking there, and no, it does not stack. Okay. Overall, it is actually a downgrade, because not only does it get less durability, it also removes its self-repairing ability. That's not the nicest thing. I think this is the peak of what we'll be able to make right now, unless we replace the basalt rod. We're not really gonna. Or bad, no, bone. Sorry. Like the bone is really, the wood is really what's holding us back. If we could get something better than wood, I mean, we could just throw another bone rod on it. All things considered. Hang on, I'm just gonna look through and see. Fluxed Electrum. Red matter would be nice, but we need to be really high up in equivalent exchange. Find glowstone. Hang on, can we make refined glowstone? Molten refined glowstone. I don't think we're allowed to make refined glowstone. Okay. Zinc, not that I'd want that. Refined obsidian, though. Can be cast from molten refined obsidian. Okay, it can't be anything that can be cast. We gotta just look for the pages that don't have anything like that. Like magical wood, we could use magical wood. Unfortunately, though, magical wood, kind of shit. Magma slime, actually not the worst. What else? We could potentially use it as a shield component, maybe. Firewood, of course. Oh, sponge. Oh, but it deals no damage. We don't want that. We want it to have a decent amount of damage. I think bone is the best we got right now. Yeah, bone is literally the best material that we've actually got that we can use. I mean, yeah, flint's modifier for handle durability isn't great. So yeah, bone's literally the best thing since sliced bread. How many neutrons do we got? We got plenty of neutrons. So here's what we got. I'm gonna take this silver that we've got somewhere, unless of course it's still downstairs. I want to repair our arrows real quick. I'm gonna throw some of this silver in here. Also take these baked potatoes and this charcoal and throw it in our storage. And then I'm gonna give one try to jumping into this this new area. Get a little bit of silver so I can go repair our arrows and then jump right in. Not looking forward to it, but it's gonna have to be done eventually. And I think our desecrator should be strong enough to help us survive. Oh. Ooh, God, that's some strong skeletons. Alright, you know something? I'm jumping out of there real quick. Oh, and these are cave spiders too. That's not nice. Oh God, yeah. I'm just gonna die to poison in a sec. Don't mind me. I don't think cave spiders can really swim against ocean currents that well because they keep jumping out of the water. So I'm gonna let them struggle real quick. While I just kind of ping them. Need it. I don't really like this world, I'm gonna be honest. I really hate this world. So give me a sec. Selenigil, bleh, I cannot speak. Ooh, full set resistance 4. Maybe I might be able to get something good out of those skeletons if I farm them for a little bit. So I'm gonna grab myself a teeny bit of cobblestone. And then I can kind of build up a wall around them, and then we can just farm them. I don't really need this blade anymore, the rusted blade. It's kind of crap. I'll save these, and I want to save that book too. I'd completely misplaced my pickaxe. It wasn't on my hotbar when we went in there. Like how that spider's just doing a bit of a dance over there. Hate to be a buzzkill, but no dancing allowed. This is jazz. You're supposed to just chill. So, what's the quest book want us to do? We want to harvest 24 pumpkins. I'll grow a large crop and see what I can make with them. So we get a rare reward for that. Okay. Gather pumpkin seeds. These seeds will be invaluable if I end up saving the universe. I should gather a bunch and put them in a secure seed bank. Ancient soil. Oh, so we get soul sand from in here. Hang on. Where's the soul sand? Oh my god, that's gonna be so useful. And then the IRS is very interested in certain mechanical components. Dehostilifiers. Get 5 platinum coins for that. I don't have anything to use platinum coins. These zombies are very angry with me, though. We're just gonna take some pot shots. Actually, you know something? It'd be a good time to test out our, because those are all unarmored. This would be a good time to test out our shurikens. You know, our abysmally named shuriken. So I'm actually going to rename it real quick as well. Straight and narrow, because, you know, it flies straight, and it's a shuriken, so it's, like, pretty narrow, you know? So. Ooh! And our arrows leveled up as well. Because we killed something that we damaged with them. Good. These ain't bad, actually. They're pretty good for sniping. And they're relatively low cost as well, because we can just repair it with bone, or flint, or obsidian. Come down here, let's pick up some stuff, and let's see if we can get ourselves you're not gonna fucking get me up here. Pardon my language. I want to see if I can get a big group of these skeletons to come over, and then we can just slaughter them all. got this spider coming in. Give these guys a bit of a better path. There we go. They can come right over here. Come on, guys. Come on. Join in. The fun. The gang's all here. Fun's just getting started. Oh shit. Oh god, no, 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 no. Thank god I can jump 2 blocks high. Also, I'm really happy there's no ranged skeletons this time around. Damn spiders get on my nerves. I'm gonna have to take out those spider spawners eventually, but another time, maybe. Another time, perhaps. Oh, oh, shoot! Hello there. Yeah, these deal very little damage when they're armored. But you know something? I've been doing this late night stream for about 2.5-ish hours. So I think it's actually a good time to end it off. Especially since I myself also need some rest. As I am now physically feeling. So let's save it here. I'm probably not gonna jump back on this, unless of course I want to do another chill stream. Anyways. So I had a few different people turn into my stream today. And so, for those of you that did, thank you very much. I appreciate it. What else do I want to say, really? I don't know if there's anything else I'd really want to say other than all of you guys just keep being awesome. You know, thank you for supporting me. I always appreciate it. And I will continue to try to provide some colorful or entertaining content. You know, trying to keep it varied and whatnot, rather than just sticking to the same thing over and over again. But I will see you all next time.